What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, I'm kind of pissed off. I'm just kind of sick of this shit. Before I get to that, I got to say shout out to David Wiley, who just got finished working. He's coming over to make some potato salad and some baked beans and things like that to help out for our trip, where he wishes that he was going with us. And I definitely wish he was too. But maybe next time. He's thinking about, man, I had so much good fun going on that last road trip. Right. But I appreciate the support. It's been incredible how many people that have helped to make this thing come true. More people than I can thank. And right now I'm trying to expedite our trip by getting snackages and like lunch meat and stuff, so we can just like keep just driving, just keep on rolling on through there. Because the prices of food right now, you know, you stop off for fast food and you got 7 people, that's like $100 probably a whack every time you stop. So we've got lunch meat, we're gonna have potato salad, we got chips, we got carrots and dip and celery and all that stuff. So we got healthy choices, we got, you know, all kinds of stuff. So that's where we're gonna be rolling starting tomorrow about middle of the day. I tell you what pisses me off. You know, first of all, they say that the Cowboys, they haven't been relevant for the last 26 years. They ain't done nothing. But you sure talk about a team that's not relevant, though, right? They talk about them more than the teams that they call are relevant. You know, you got Colin Cowherd talking about the Rams are now America's team. It's like, listen, that's like saying that, let's say Tampa Bay is now the Steel Curtain. Right? It was a nickname that was given to them. Okay, and they always want to take from the Cowboys. And here's what really pisses me off is they keep talking about our players like they're worthless. Diggs does something that nobody has done this century and get 11 takeaways. And they talk about, oh, he's not a good cornerback. Okay, you know what? Anybody that gets 11 takeaways in one season, I'm sorry. That's an incredible season. Well, he's not a great cover corner. You know, and they don't take consideration, as they always talk about my quarterback, garbage time, right? Oh, he got all them yards to garbage time. Well, since we were blowing out, say, the Eagles like 42-21, wouldn't we be like in garbage time for our defense? Yeah. Wouldn't they just say nothing deep, nothing cheap, right? Right. So here it is. We got a guy in his second year that gets 11 takeaways and he's garbage. Does that make any sense to you? Doesn't that piss you? It pisses me off, man. Because we ain't winning the playoffs. But hold it. Let's back this whole thing up. Let's stop here for a second. The Dallas Cowboys defense, the way they talk about them, that you would think that they're just terrible. Mm-hmm. They went from 29th in scoring defense to 8th. Mm-hmm. They jumped up 21 points. Now, I want you to keep in mind, the year before, the Washington football team was 22nd in scoring defense. They moved up to, I think, 6th or 5th. And they talked about how great the Washington Commanders defense was. Oh, man, that defense of Washington's. We had a bigger jump in that 1 year than Washington did. You think we'll be like that this year, though? Yes, I think we're going to be even better. You know, and here it is. Chase Young, you know, it's the way they talk about Chase Young. Chase Young had 8 sacks. Mike had 15. With 75 tackles. Solo tackles. So was Chase Young the defensive player of the year last year? Yes, the year before. Yes, he was. And then dropped off the face of the earth. So we don't get the love like Washington did. You know, Washington got all kinds of love, you know. And Washington had a cake schedule because they were a last place team the year before. And they just kept talking about how good they are. Here it is, the Dallas. Oh, by the way, Cowboys led the NFL in takeaways. How good was Diggs? Diggs literally had more interceptions last year than the Dallas Cowboys had some years. Think about that for a second. But yet, he's garbage. I don't know, man. Am I too sensitive? Nah, I think they sensitive. That's what it is. I mean, the constantly, you were told over and over and over again. And here's what really pisses me off. is they actually get to the point where they exaggerate numbers to make it seem like, they're terrible. Give you an example. The other day, they were talking about Zeke Elliott. Oh, Zeke Elliott should be benched. Zeke Elliott, the last 2 seasons, had more turnovers than he had all of his other years combined, which technically is a true statement, right? His first year he had 1, second year he had 1, I think the third year he had 2, I think the fourth year he had 1, and then he had 5 in 2020, the COVID year, and he went back to 1. So, you look at that year and say, that's the exception and not the rule. But the way they make it sound is, he had a fumbling problems last year, which he did not. Another statistic I saw there was, the Cowboys were 3-7 against winning teams with Mike McCarthy, which is a lie. Oh, well, technically, it's stretching the truth, because when we played the Chargers last year, I think they hadn't won their first game yet either. So technically they weren't a winning team, but by the end of the year they were. And when we played the Eagles I don't think had a winning record the first time. They did the second time. So by the end of the year, the Eagles were a playoff team. We beat them twice. We beat the Chargers, which had a winning record. We beat New England, which had a winning record. And who am I missing? New Orleans, which had a winning record. So that's 5 wins right there when they actually set 3. See how they manipulate and they kind of bullshit you? And see, that's what I was saying about, when they keep talking about, all those yards he gave up. Yeah, but there were a lot of those games that you kept saying my quarterback doesn't deserve credit for because they were blowout wins and they were garbage time. Well, if you're going to say that about my quarterback, then you need to say that some of those yards he gave up were in garbage time. But they won't do that. But you know what? I don't know why I bitch.
So, if we go to Super Bowl this year, would you be shocked?
I won't be if we were, because the NFL changes so quickly. The Rams have gone through, they paid everybody, they brought in a whole bunch of talent and things like that. But it doesn't mean that they're not going to have that Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? San Francisco's trying to get rid of Jimmy G. We're not sure if, what's his name is going to be that good of a quarterback. Debo was kind of like, he's there, but is he really there? Right there. Green Bay. As much.
Would you pay Debo right now? For us?
My thing is I'll either give up money or I'll give up draft picks. I don't want to give up both, and that's what you'd have to do for him. That would be a hell of a lot. Huh?
Draft picks too?
You think San Francisco's going to say just take him?
I mean, it's going to come down to that probably if he not trying to
dude, look what they gave up for Devontae Adams.
Oh, true. Yeah.
You think deep?
So we had to give him 3 first rounders and some money.
A couple, at least one number 1.
Yeah.
But the Jets offered him at the draft. I know, and Jets was like a top 10.
Yeah.
So if the Cowboys, you look at that and say that's a late first round pick. You got to give up a first, probably a second, and a third.
Yeah, they gave up first for Cooper.
Right.
So you think you got to give more for Debo?
I think you probably would, and especially with the Cowboys, because Cowboys can't get deals.
True. They don't like spending money.
So, yeah, I'm not. I think I'd stay away from that. I'd stay away from that. That's too much. It's going to cost you too much money. We know Catboy won't spend it, and I want the draft picks. That's the one thing you can say the Cowboys usually do pretty good is drafting players.
Would you get Alfred Morris back?
Alfred Morris?
Yeah.
Man, that dude's retired.
No, I'm saying, would you bring him back?
No, why? He's a broke down old running back.
He did good. He did good for us when he played for us.
3-4 years ago?
Come on. Long?
Yes, it was. Alfred Morris.
I like Alfred Morris. I'm sorry, I like him.
You're not up on current affairs, I see.
Yeah, but I like Alfred Morris, so he was pretty good for us.
Okay, anyway. That being said, it's time to end this video. Alfred Morris.
I'm serious, man. He was pretty good for us, though, man.
Yeah, he probably would have been 4 years ago, but now he's 4 years older and done. Stick a fork in him. Come on, man.
And he's cheaper. And he's cheap.
You're going to stick to cooking. Peace.